Bilney, Chief Executive of Leave.EU. That's a campaign group which is backed by UKIP. Good morning to both of you. Raoul, if we can start with you, regular contributor on this programme as you are, give us your pithy pitch for reform and staying in.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity to reform. This is the first time in almost 40 years that a lot of European leaders are owning up to the fact that Europe needs to change. It's gone through a number of crises. We don't know how that reform is going to go yet and how that change is going to happen, but I think there's time to give it to play out and see how it goes. And I think a lot of people are prejudging this process on both sides. I think we need to wait and see what Cameron gets and how the reform package goes before anyone makes any decisions.
OK, Liz, your opening salvo. We've got months of this to come. Make it a good one.
OK, I will try my best. It's interesting, the comments just made there, because obviously we have heard the first pitch of the reforms and they do sound pretty weak. So we want to be strong. We want to get our country back. We want to take control of our laws. We want to take control of our trade and our finances. And we can do that independently on our own. We're not part of, we're not part of anything. We're an island, and we can do really well just by coming out, and we will have a better opportunity. So we want to paint the vision and show people what it can be like.
Yeah. Raoul, it's interesting that so much of the debate, and obviously the debate's very much in its infancy at the moment, but you suspect so much of the debate will focus on the economics, the business case, etc. And two very opposing views of the world begin to emerge. Those who say, actually, we can do very well outside of the European Union, we can have bilateral trade agreements with the Chinese, look at how the Americans do, etc. And those, I suppose, like you, who say, actually, look, it would be folly and madness to leave the European Union. Yes, reforms are absolutely necessary, but we mustn't leave.
Well, firstly, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think leaving would be the end of the world. I mean, Open Europe has done a comprehensive study, and we found that the economic impact would be somewhere between a loss of 2.2% of GDP to a gain of 1.6%. I think what we have to say is that if you're going to leave, you face some tough choices outside. You have to be very open, very liberal. That includes open borders, probably, and being liberal to movement of people. And it includes a very strong deregulation drive and a strong trade liberalisation drive, which I don't know if everyone in the country is on board with. So I think people backing Leave have to do it for the right reasons. I think we also have to realise that currently the EU and its free trade agreements cover 60% of the UK's trade. If the TTIP is signed and we get a free trade agreement with the US, that will be 85%. So do people really think an extra 15% is worth leaving for? It's a big question, but there are some hard questions both sides have to answer.
Liz, I mean, I know you'll say, actually, we can do very well outside of the EU, but some people you talk to say, you know what, I'd rather be a bit poorer if it meant a bit more sovereignty. Is that a widely shared view in your movement, do you think? That people are prepared to accept the risk, at least in the short term, that we might all be a little bit poorer if it means that we have an independent UK?
We won't be poorer. At the moment, we're putting in £350 million per week. That's the bill we have to pay to be part of the EU. If we come out, we don't have to pay that anymore. So we will be better off by £1,000 per person. That's real money in people's pockets that they'll be getting back. So to start with, we will not be poorer. We will be stronger in every sense of the word. We'll be able to trade more. We'll be able to take back control of our laws, and we'll be able to take back control of our finances. We will be better off.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.